Most people think cats only appreciate food, naps, and ignoring your existence. But the truth is, cats notice far more than we give them credit for. And when you give them certain acts of love, they don't just enjoy it, they remember it. These are the long-lasting, bond-building gestures that stick with your cat for life. If you do even one of these consistently, congratulations, you're officially their favorite human, even if they pretend you aren't. Let's explore the 7 forever acts of love your cat truly appreciates, and why each one strengthens your bond more than any treat ever could. And yes, there will be a little humor, because life with cats is basically a comedy with fur. Let's dive in. 1. Giving them predictable routines. Cats thrive on predictability, and following a routine is one of the greatest acts of love you can give them. Every time you feed them at the same time, play with them at the same hour, or keep lights out consistent, you're telling your cat, "You can rely on me." This stability lowers stress and creates a sense of emotional safety. A consistent routine is like the feline version of a warm, fuzzy hug. When your cat knows what to expect, their confidence skyrockets. They're less jumpy, more affectionate, and much more trusting. Even shy or anxious cats become calmer when routines are in place. Predictability turns you into a comforting presence rather than an unpredictable force of chaos. Cats appreciate structure because, in the wild, routines help ensure survival. A consistent schedule means they don't have to waste energy worrying about when meals or attention will come. When they know what's coming next, their nervous system relaxes. A steady routine is the emotional equivalent of telling them, "You are safe," and yes. The feeding me 2 minutes late is a crime face is still guaranteed, but that's just their way of keeping you humble. Cats appreciate the routine, even if they pretend they're calling the shots. Deep down, they love the stability you provide, and they'll reward you with trust that lasts a lifetime. 2. Playing with them every day. Play isn't just entertainment for cats, it's a necessary emotional need. When you take even 5 minutes to play, you're tapping into your cat's natural instincts and letting them feel alive. It keeps them mentally sharp, physically fit, and emotionally fulfilled. It's one of the most meaningful acts of love you can offer. Daily play also strengthens your bond because you're participating in your cat's hunting ritual. The toy becomes the prey, your movement becomes the thrill, and the final capture is the victory. This shared experience forms a connection no amount of treats can replace. To your cat, you're not just the food provider, you're their hunting partner. Even older cats appreciate gentle play sessions, though they may join the tap, the toy once, and call it a day club. Younger cats will chase, leap, and perform acrobatics that defy physics. No matter their age, the effort you put in matters more than the energy output. Your participation tells them they matter. And yes, some cats chase the toy like Olympians, then immediately pretend they weren't just running a marathon. That's normal. The important part is that you gave them time, attention, and a way to express their instincts safely. This simple act leaves a lasting imprint on their heart. 3. Respecting their personal space. Respecting a cat's space is a major act of love, even if it feels strange to humans. When you let them approach you on their terms, you're showing respect and understanding. Cats remember when people don't force affection on them. This makes you someone they can trust wholeheartedly. Forcing cuddles or constantly picking them up creates stress and tension. But giving them room to hide, retreat, or simply exist quietly builds comfort. They appreciate knowing you won't invade their bubble without permission. Over time, this leads to more voluntary affection from them. Cats love having escape routes and private spaces they can retreat to. Providing quiet corners, cozy beds, or high perches gives them a sense of control. When they choose to leave those spaces to be with you, it's a huge compliment. Respecting their boundaries makes you part of their trusted circle. And ironically, once you stop chasing their affection, they suddenly appear everywhere you go. They'll sit on your laptop, walk across your notes, or stare at you from 2 inches away. That's because you respected their space, and now they want to invade yours. Act 4. Keeping their environment enriched. Environmental enrichment is one of the greatest long-term gifts you can give a cat. A stimulating home keeps their mind active and prevents boredom-driven stress. Whether it's window perches, scratching posts, tunnels, or scent toys, these items add joy and comfort to their daily life. Cats truly appreciate a home that offers adventure. Enrichment isn't about spoiling, it's about providing a healthy, balanced environment. A bored cat is more likely to develop anxiety, aggression, or destructive habits. But an enriched environment gives them outlets for energy and curiosity. It makes them feel emotionally fulfilled and physically engaged. Cats especially love vertical spaces where they can climb and observe. High spots give them confidence, control, and a sense of security. Scratchers help them stretch and mark territory safely. And toys that rotate or change occasionally keep things fresh and exciting. And yes, your cat will still ignore the expensive toy in favor of the box it came in, or the paper bag, or the plastic wrapper. But enrichment, no matter how simple, tells your cat that their happiness matters. They remember that generosity longer than you think. Act 5. Talking to them regularly. Talking to your cat might feel silly, but to them, it's a meaningful gesture. Cats recognize your tone, your emotional energy, and your attention. When you speak softly or affectionately, they interpret it as connection. It's one of the most heartfelt acts of love you can give. Your voice is familiar and comforting, especially when they're feeling lonely or unsure. Calm conversations, even short ones, strengthen your bond. They appreciate the reassurance you provide. And yes, they do respond in their own little ways. Some cats chirp back, others blink slowly, and some just stare at you with a look that says, "Continue, human." All of these responses show recognition and trust. Your cat values the emotional consistency of your voice. It's like the soundtrack of their safe place. And honestly, talking to cats is therapeutic for us too. They don't judge, interrupt, or offer bad advice. They just exist with you, helping you feel grounded, all while secretly appreciating the attention far more than they show. 6. Letting them sleep near you. Sleeping near you is one of the most profound compliments a cat can give. And allowing it respectfully and safely an act of love in return. When your cat curls beside you, they're putting their trust in your warmth and protection. This bond strengthens every time they choose your presence during rest. Cats are vulnerable when they sleep, so choosing your space means comfort. They appreciate the consistent safety your presence brings. When they lie against your legs, curl at your chest, or sleep near your pillow, they're connecting deeply. It's emotional closeness disguised as bedtime convenience. Letting them share your sleeping space makes them feel secure and understood. They develop positive associations with your smell, your breathing, and your energy. This becomes part of their emotional stability. And the more consistent the experience, the stronger the bond becomes. Of course, sometimes they sleep on your face, or on your stomach, or directly on your bladder at 3 a.m. But even then, those moments come from love. An inconvenient love, yes. But love nonetheless. 7. Loving them exactly as they are. The greatest act of love you can give a cat is accepting their personality fully. Some cats are cuddly, some are independent, some are chaotic little gremlins. Every version deserves understanding. When you embrace who your cat naturally is, you create a foundation of trust. Cats deeply appreciate being seen and accepted. Not every cat will sit on your lap or follow you around. That doesn't mean they love you less, it just means they express it differently. When you allow them to love you in their own style, they bond more strongly. You're honoring their individuality. This acceptance reduces pressure, stress, and anxiety. It shows your cat they're free to be themselves without fear. Over time, they become more confident, more affectionate, and more connected to you. Emotional freedom is a powerful gift. Yes, some cats will still bring chaos, knock things over, or stare into the void at 2 a.m. like they're sensing ghosts. But you love them? And they feel that love deeply, even if they only show it in brief bursts of affection, followed by a sudden sprint down the hallway for no reason. Cats may be mysterious, but they're not ungrateful. These acts of love create lifelong trust, emotional safety, and an unbreakable bond. Your cat remembers who treats them with patience, respect, and kindness. and they return that love in their own quiet, adorable, sometimes dramatic ways.